Hi, Kat.
Hi, Tiff. How's it going?
Pretty good.
This is a mini episode, so I guess we're not going to banter very much to start this one. It's our first mini episode.
It is our first mini episode. Yeah, I decided to throw something quick in for people who don't have time to listen to the full ones yet, but want some quick tips on being a little bit more eco-friendly.
Awesome. So yeah, that's the name of our game. We are greening up my act. We come up with products, services, or ideas on how to make your life greener and more sustainable, cutting through all of the marketing green hooey that's out there and finding what really works, is really sustainable and is affordable.
Yeah, and we are marketing writers, so we understand what people use as marketing fluff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So yeah, today I wanted to chat about something I am oddly passionate about, which is reusing jars.
Yes, this is huge. So I want to plug our recent recycling episode was on glass recycling. So if you want to go back and listen to that, but this is something that we thought was worth pulling out because beyond recycling glass, you can reuse glass jars. That's so easy.
Yeah, and your takeaway was that you can recycle and recycling glass is good, but reusing it is even better. So
yeah, exactly.
But it's funny because I was always like, I feel like companies don't make it easy for us. I don't know if you feel this way, but getting those freaking labels off is a pain in the ass a lot of the time. And yeah, just finding a good jar that's worth saving and all of the things. I was just always like, and also the smell. I don't know if you have struggles with salsa. This still smells like salsa 8 months later.
I have to admit I have a new dishwasher, so it does wonders.
Oh, that's great.
Sorry to make you jealous because I know you don't, but yeah, my dishwasher does wonders.
You know that mine is Old Betty.
Yes.
So
yeah.
So for anybody who has an Old Betty dishwasher, I have solutions for all of these things, all of these problems. So first off, a good way to incentivize yourself to reuse jars is to find good ones. So
yes,
knowing what companies make, you put their stuff in decent jars is helpful. And I have two good examples. You might know of other good ones. Actually, I have three. But
okay.
So Green Mountain Gringo salsa is, for us, it's in our grocery store, so it's really easy to find. But they use actual, I don't know if it's mason jars or if it's another type of jar like that, but it's like a really legit jar that you would probably go out and buy a 10-pack for $10. Wow. Yeah, it's really good. Their lids are really good if I remember correctly. And the salsa's delicious. It's my favorite salsa by far as your jarred varieties.
Right.
And then Classico pasta sauce. I actually don't.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I don't buy that much pasta sauce, but
no. Yeah, it's like a perfect size. It fits in your hand. It's kind of square.
Yes.
You can fit so much in it too. It's big.
Yes.
And the lids are good. Yeah.
Exactly. The lids are made of metal. So, and the other one I like is the Bon Maman.
Yes.
Jelly jars, which is like the classic red and white checkered
cute
lid.
French. Yeah.
Yes. And so good too. Just the best. And I got into this habit of collecting mini ones because our local bakery, every time I would get a croissant, I would have a mini jar with some jam in it, and it would last probably 3 or 4 times, but I would always collect them, and Joe got so annoyed at me after a while. He's like, what are you going to use these for? And I did finally, I did find a lot of purposes for them, but not all of them.
Yeah, that's fair. Those are great jars. Yeah, excellent choices.
Yeah, so it's kind of like pay attention to your jars is a really good way to know. Well, I mean, the product has to be good first off, but
right. Don't just buy it for the jar. You're just tossing out salsa to use the jar.
Throw in the trash and just reuse the jar.
Yep.
And another thing about Green Mountain Gringo is that they have labels that just peel off really easily.
So easy, yeah.
It's glorious. Okay, so if you want to reuse them, there are lots of, I'm sure you have plenty of suggestions, but there are a lot of ways to reuse them. So you could store all sorts of food. So
they're like Tupperware. I mean, like soups, for sure. That's the number one thing is just use it for food storage.
Yes.
instead of plastic.
Yeah, leftover egg whites from a baking recipe. I wrote down upright herb storage, which is a thing I just tried with my parsley, and it is no joke, lasted 3 weeks.
Do you put it in
Just
with a little bit of water in the bottom and then just
Yeah, I filled it to make sure that it was touching the water and then put a baggie over it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's like 3 weeks later, it's still going strong.
Awesome.
So jars can do wonders with that. I also store like rice and beans, like dry foods in them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A ton of stuff for my kid, just like beads or God knows what little foodie things.
Yeah.
I store all that type of thing.
Yeah, anything that comes in a bag that you'd have to use a clip to reseal, just put it in a jar. Because they're
Right.
airtight. It keeps it from going stale.
Yes.
Little goldfish crackers or cereal even.
Yeah, if your jar is big enough or you don't have that much.
Yeah. And it takes up less room and you can see it clearly how much is in it because it's a clear jar.
Mm-hmm.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
You're probably going to hear Charlie's crying in the background.
Oh, she just heard goldfish crackers and she needs to come running. I get it.
She's like, I'm hungry. So it's been a rough night. That's fine. So I also store like sewing supplies, like seeds. If you have leftover seeds from that you're planting, you can also make gifts and put homemade gifts in them, or use them outdoors for candles.
Yes, you could do makeup as well if you make your own lip balms with those little mini jars. You can make candles again. If you make candles, that's one way to do it. Again, you can't recycle a jar after you put a candle in it just because the oils.
Oh, so you can't wash it out?
It depends. I mean, if you can, I don't know if you want to put wax down the drain. I mean, if you can scrape the wax out, it's just usually candles have oils in them that make them. Mm-hmm. You know how we were talking about essential oils are really hard. You can't recycle a jar that's had essential oils in it.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's probably the same idea. That's true.
I save my spice jars, the glass ones, not the plastic ones, unfortunately. I try to buy at H-E-B, our local H-E-B and Central Market have glass spice jars. So you can, if you buy like a baggie of spice, like in bulk, I like to buy like my cinnamon and stuff in bulk and just go refill the jar.
Yes.
Or I make for Christmas or holidays a spice mix and give that out.
Nice.
That was my holiday gift last year. I don't know how excited people were, but I made a golden milk spice, which is just I bought a bunch of turmeric, cinnamon. I put red chili instead of pepper, and a little bit of salt and like nutmeg and stuff. And then you just add shake it up, add a teaspoon of that to warm milk and some honey, and you've got a really nice spicy drink for the winter that has no caffeine and reduces your inflammation levels. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a really good gift.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't think anyone used it. Everyone's like, what is this?
It depends on the receiver.
Yeah. We all want to be turmeric milk drinking people. And it's like, you forget. I only have it once I'm like, oh, I should have golden milk tonight. And then I remember, but
yeah, absolutely. I've never even tried it.
Yeah. But yeah, herbs, if you want to make an herb mix or a spice mix, yeah, there's all kinds of things you can do with.
Yeah. I do the same thing with spices. I will say it is so much cheaper.
Yes, bulk spice, yes.
Yes. I can't even tell you how many times I've gone in to buy a spice and it doesn't weigh anything, so they just hand it to me for free. Yeah. And it's something that would have cost me otherwise like $5 to $10. Yeah. They're like, this isn't showing up, so just take it.
We one time ordered, it was little Thai chilies we were making like kung pao chicken, I think. And we ordered our groceries at the time through Instacart and they couldn't do less than a quarter of a pound. So we had a quarter pound of Thai chilies, which is basically a soccer ball or a rugby ball. It lasted. We gave those away for sure. For like, Merry Christmas, everyone. You get Thai chilies. Because we needed two little ones and we had a quarter pound. Anyway, God,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, if we had just gone to the store, they would have been like, whatever.
Right. Yeah. Well, they probably wouldn't sell that, but yeah. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. I've gotten like free or almost free cinnamon sticks, and yeah.
If you only need 2 or 3 and you buy them from the bulk aisle, yeah. Yep. They're so much cheaper, for sure.
It feels like I'm robbing the store, but
McCormick and Schick are not happy about this.
Right. Sorry. Okay, so if you want to know how to get the smell out, I found a trick, but also Nancy kind of told me. So
Nancy
we
Bird.
talk a lot about Nancy Birtwhistle. She's the winner, one of the
Patron
winners
saint.
of the Great British Bake Off, and she has a really awesome Instagram account and a bunch of books about green living. So this is her recipe. I think I had just done this before and I got it from somewhere else, but she says this is my adaptation.
Okay.
Can you hear my child screaming?
No, I can't hear it, but
okay, good.
Yeah.
This is my adaptation. Take like 1 teaspoon-ish of baking soda, 1 teaspoon-ish of vinegar, which I never measure. I just throw some
splash. Yeah.
Put the lid on, shake it around for 30 seconds, and then wash it, and the smell is probably going to be gone.
Yep.
And you'll be amazed how well it works if you haven't tried this, because I was always like, I would love to save this pickle jar, and yet it smells like pickles. And then I use that, and I was like, whoa, it smells like nothing.
Yeah.
And I've used it on salsa jars, on pasta sauce. But Nancy says, if there's a stubborn smell that won't go away, you can make a paste from a sprinkle of water and baking soda and spread it around inside the jar, leave it for 15 minutes, and then wash, and then the smell's gone.
It's just like when you put baking soda in your fridge. It absorbs smells.
Yeah, or in your laundry or whatever.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you can do the same on your lids if your lid is the culprit of the smell.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried this before?
I have never had a problem with smells in my jars.
So. Oh, yeah, because you have this fancy dishwasher.
My fancy dishwasher. Yeah. Or I just don't sniff jars before. I just randomly throw my brown rice in them. But
yeah. No, that's kind of interesting that the dishwasher works, though. That's good.
My magic dishwasher.
Yes, but before you put it in the dishwasher, have you ever put a jar in with the label on it's still in the dishwasher? Yeah, it gets everywhere.
Yeah, that's what you got to clean your filter out, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Yeah. I've had paper just stuck to everything.
Yeah, and it's stuck to every glass in there.
Yeah.
You just pick it off for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, so you have to remove these labels, which can, like I said, be a pain in the ass if they're not Green Mountain Gringo, which hail to the lords of Green Mountain Gringo, because I feel like companies need to be doing this to make it easier for us to reuse stuff, but I don't know. There's just not the pressure for it.
Yeah, I mean, because our glass recycling in the United States is so overwhelmingly great. Haha.
Oh, I was like, really?
No, that's what they're trying to sell us, right?
Right.
Yeah. You can just recycle it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's frustrating. But if you don't want to use like Goo Gone, which I actually have Goo Gone, and I have learned that it's kind of terrible.
Yeah, beware the Goo Gone.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly, but it's just not great. So I tried, I think this is also from Nancy's book, but I tried cooking oil and baking soda. Just spread the cooking oil all over the jar or all over the label, whatever's residue, and then scrub some baking soda on top of that, and then let it sit for a few minutes. And then if you use a soft cloth or scrape it off with a plastic scraper, then it should come off. And I did this, I did this for one that wasn't super intense. Like, it was pretty minor, but it did work.
Because, oil dissolves glue. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then having a mild abrasive. That's just like, when you think about it, you're like, duh.
Yes.
But yeah. Thanks, Nancy.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you you'll have to wash the oil off, obviously, but then and you might need a little bit of elbow grease, but let's be honest, you have to use elbow grease with Goo Gone
to peel the stickers off too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, and then you have a jar that's ready to be used. So that's all I have for this one, but I hope that some of that is useful for folks.
Yeah, I hope that inspires people. That's great. Good
job.
It's
really fun, actually, and you'll find probably that you have too many jars.
Yeah, I mean, we have
where do I store all of my jars?
We have a hoarding problem, but
right. Oh, and one other thing, you can actually buy, if you have jars, most of them are pretty standard size. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. You can buy, if your lids start going to pot, you can buy canning lids for regular mason jars, and they fit on a lot of jars that you bought from the store. So I do that too. That's a
really great hack.
Yeah, because some of them are smaller and some of them are bigger, so you can size them correctly.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. That's really good tips. I'm inspired. I'm going to go organize my pantry.
Right. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be Instagram worthy. They don't all have to be the same stupid jar. You don't have to go to Walmart and buy 100 of them.
All of the coffee in my cabinet that's in bags, going to go put it in jars right now.
Right now.
We have a coffee hoarding and glass hoarding problem in this house.
Perfect. So. Yeah.
We just marry the two.
Exactly. They work well together.
Perfect.
Awesome. Alrighty.
Well, thank you. Yeah. We'll try to. I'll try to take a picture and put that on Instagram for everyone. So follow us on Instagram. If you don't, we are at Greening Up My Act.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.